the red marks helpful, in your opinion, to show that the date and the time that they're related?
Correct.
Okay. Now, with regard to the date and the time, those date and times were put there before you saw this document, correct?
Correct.
But did you go back and verify those dates and times to make sure that those were true and correct?
Correct. Each artifact I was able to locate matched up to the time displayed.
Okay. And with regard to that, would you adopt that as far as part of your testimony as to for the individual artifact and the time that's on the same page, that that's the time that that artifact is related?
Correct, as long as it's minus 6 hours from whatever's displayed in UPC.
That's it. All right, thank you. With that understanding, one thing further. Prior to court today, was there a hearing outside the presence of the jury where you did your qualifications, talked about what you were going to testify to?
Yes.
And at that point, the defense had an opportunity to make objections to your testimony.
They did.
Sustained.
Yeah, I don't have any objections to it as a demonstrative evidence. We would object to come back.
All right, so states 287 is admitted. You may have any objection.
May I publish it?
Yes, sir.
Now publishing page 1 of State's Exhibit number 287. Mr. Morris, as far as how these pages are related to each other, are they in chronological order, starting earlier in the day on December 1st and moving through that day, and then going earlier in the day on December 2nd and moving?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Thank you. So, second page, page 2 of State Exhibit 287, I'm going to focus in on, it shows an event that occurred on December 2nd, 2022, which was early Thursday morning at 3:30 a.m., correct?
Correct.
And that related to an internet search that had refreshed, I guess at that time, from one that had previously.
Actually,
Explain, you're right. Explain to me what we're seeing here in this red box that I have focused in on with regard to page 2 of State's Exhibit 287.
So the search was for my family makes me out to be a demon. I was asked to locate that within the extraction to verify that it came from my extracted data. In doing so, I located that date, that specific search, but also located what appears to be the original search, which, if my memory serves, was actually performed on November 22nd, sometime after 10 p.m. So that this search is either a research or it's just still in his history and was yet again a page refreshed back if he didn't close that tab. So this is not the initial original search.
But it does show that that search was refreshed or accessed at what time of day on December the 1st of 2022?
According to that, it's December 1st, 2022 at 3:30 a.m. Central Standard Time.
And the total text of, because over here, if we're looking at the middle, it doesn't give the entire text of the search, correct?
Correct, and you can see there as well that it's been refreshed a couple times on that date.
Understood. And so, but the total text is over in this box in the lower right-hand corner. My fiance's family makes me out to be a demon. Is that right?
Correct, and if you were to widen the column in the software, which you can't do with the screenshot, obviously, you could also see the entire search string.
You're talking about this column here?
Yes, sir, if you widen that within the software, you'd be able to see the entire column.
All right, moving on to page number 3. Now we have an image that that shows to have been accessed on December 1st, 2022 at what time?
6:19 a.m. Central Standard Time.
And just for purposes of the record, can you describe what we're looking at?
It's a graph, 3 circles intersecting, with different subject titles in each one.
And so the top circle, are they in a triangular formation?
No, there's circles.
Well, they're circles, but they are like one circle on top of 2 other circles.
Correct, intersecting in the center.
Understood. So the 3 main circles titles are what?
Catholicism, autism, and nerdship.
Okay. And what does it say is the intersection of all 3 of those things?
It has the acronym BDSM.
And that was at 6:19 a.m. on December 1st, right?
Correct.
So if, well, let me go on to the next one. Okay, let's go on to the next one, December 1st, 6:19:48 in the morning. What's the next image that we're looking at?
It appears to be a book titled Hot and Bothered.
What's the subtitle, please?
How to think about, talk about, and have the sex you really want.
Going on. 7:37, now we're jumping all the way to 7:37 PM, and we have,
They can object we're asking this question.
Don't leave your witness.
Your Honor, I believe this has been admitted into evidence. I think I could read off of the document that's admitted into evidence if that's allowed.
I'm just saying, don't leave your witness.
Yes, sir. Okay. Is that, tell us, is this the same or different search that was earlier accessed that we referred to on the first page?
That's the same search. Just reviewed. The refresh brought to the present.
Okay, thank you. Now, December 1st, what time is this next page, specifically for purposes of the record, page 6, what time is this image accessed?
It's displayed as 1:06:05 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And that's, in PM means what?
Post reading means in the acronym.
All right. And with regard to that, do you recognize that image as being a certain person?
I do.
And who is that?
Athena Strand.
Going on, same time frame. What are we looking at here? Page 7,
It's another picture of Athena Strand.
page 8,
Another image of Athena Strand.
page 9.
Another image of Athena Strand.
Now, the next time frame that we're looking at on December 1st, 2022 is what? Here on page 10.
2:20:54 p.m. Central Standard Time.
2:20 in the afternoon.
Correct.
All right. Is there a different search that is being done at this time?
Yes, but I can't read.
I'm going to focus in on it.
Thank
Over here in the box, can you see the text of that search?
I do.
What is it?
Do FedEx truck cameras constantly record?
You said that was at what time?
2:20 p.m. 54 seconds Central Standard Time.
And over here, can you see that in the ETC time?
Correct. So again, 6 hours forward, 8:20 p.m.
Going on, page 11. What time frame are we looking at here on the searches that we're focused in on at this point?
Shows December 1st, 2022, 7:33:29 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And what is the text of the searches that are being done?
Paradise, missing girl.
And how many different refreshes or new screens were accessed as part of this?
What's displayed there is 5.
Going on, page 12. What time frame are we looking at here?
December 1st, 2022, 8:16:07 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And I'm going to show you, that is page 12, page 13. Are you familiar with what these photographs show?
I am.
Can you state that for the record, please?
Certain areas of crime scene.
Going on to page 14.
Additional photos of the crime scene, and all those, that string of images is part of, I believe, a WhatsApp chat group.
And I want to ask you about, when you refer to it as the crime scene, it's hard to narrow that down because there's multiple things going on at the same time. So can you say where are these search areas, or where the body was recovered? You know?
I do not know each specific one.
Okay, that's fine. Going on to December 2nd, at what time frame are we looking at here?
That one shows December 2nd, 2022, 1:49:43 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And do you recognize the person in that photograph?
I believe that is Tanner Warner.
And was this a photograph that was embedded within his phone?
It is several times.
And with regard to that, was it accessed though at this time of day?
It pops up within that Facebook workup, which is Android's name for Facebook Messenger. So I don't know, I wasn't asked to determine if it's profile picture or how it's accessed. But yes, the image did present itself at that time.
Okay. Now going on to page number 17. What time of day are we looking at here?
December 2nd, 2022, 2:57:09 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And is there a photograph of a young girl on there?
There is
And do you know who that young girl is?
Athena Strand.
Going on to page number 18. Do you see another photograph?
Yes, sir.
Who's that?
Athena Strand.
Page 19, is this a different time that was accessed than the previous time this photograph was accessed?
Correct.
Page 20, what are we looking at here for purposes of the record?
It's a missing poster for Athena Strand.
Page 21,
Another missing banner for Athena Strand.
page 22,
Another missing poster for Athena Strand.
page 23,
Another missing poster for Athena Strand.
page 24,
An image of Athena Strand.
page 25,
It would appear to be, again, a photo of a search or crime scene location.
page 26,
It's another message photo alert, if you will, of Athena Strand.
page 27,
Another image of Athena Strand.
page 28,
Another image of Athena Strand.
and page 29.
It's still another image of Athena Strand.
And these are all images that you recovered from where?
These came from the extracted data of the phone submitted to the laboratory.